Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to FranCoach's Franchising 101 podcast series. I am Tim Parmeter, founder and CEO of FranCoach and your podcast host. Today, we are going to talk about the very beginning of the process people go through while working with the FranCoach team. We're going to go over kind of why would somebody even take that first step to work with us, and what do we talk about on that very first phone call. But before we dive into all of this, let's first tell you who we are. FranCoach is a national search firm dedicated to working with individuals who are interested in owning a franchise. We are partnered with over 500 of the top franchisors in the country, spanning nearly 60 industries. Our goal is to help clients find the absolute best franchise for them to own. Our goal of the Franchising 101 podcast series is to help educate people on all aspects of franchise ownership. So that's us. Now let's get to the good stuff. So last week in our podcast episode, which I am sure everybody tuned into and listened to, but we talked about really, I guess, kind of our overarching mission statement with FranCoach, and that is that we are here to basically help you create what we call your better tomorrow. Um, and so again, a lot that kind of goes into that, but it creates a kind of freeze state sometimes for people, whether they have any number of ways that we kind of connect with people initially, even before we set up that first call, and the amount of times people can frankly kind of get stuck in their head, wow, I'd love to have my own business or work for myself, but dot dot dot, I don't know about owning a business. It's too risky. It takes too much money. How could I possibly do it? This is all I've ever done in my life is this industry, blah, 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 blah. The misconceptions of franchising, it's all food or it's millions of dollars, all of these things, right? My neighbors, friends, cousins, ex-wife's daughter owned a business once and it went out of business. Yeah, okay, right. So these things happen. But what is it that you should even be kind of thinking of? And we want to just make it as simple as possible when you're kind of in that, like, hey, there's somebody out here that can maybe help me explore franchise ownership and maybe find something that would be a great fit for me. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Nobody's asking you at this point, are you definitely going to start a franchise? That's an impossible question. We don't know. Even when we talk to people that initially are really sure that's the path, sometimes it's not, and that's okay. What we want is first just somebody to have an understanding of and kind of interest, desire, thoughts, goals, dreams, whatever. It'd be kind of cool to have my own business. Just stop right there. If that's ever crossed your mind, then let's keep going, right? And there are some people that just never dawned on them, never wanted any of that. But most people, and especially the folks that we work with, and probably those of you listening at home or wherever you are, we're working with talented professionals, talented, skilled, driven, very successful in whatever kind of their corporate path is. That mindset, those skills, right? You've been running or are running a chunk of somebody else's business. It's in there. You wouldn't have gotten to that level of success working for others without that kind of drive or that thought, right? That's first. And then at some point you've kind of wondered really a couple things. Man, if I could run this business instead of the people I'm reporting to, how much better it would go. They just won't listen. They won't make the changes that they need to. They're screwing all this up, right? If that's ever crossed your mind, if you're nodding up and down, then we're on the right track as well. And then the other thing is, have you ever had a job that ended not like you didn't end it, right? Did you get dumped, right? Or did you leave on your own? And if you've ever been dumped from a job, right? Then you're in this category again, because let me tell you, it's not the last time. Again, the odds of somebody, whatever job you have right now, being the absolute last one you ever hold, and you work until you're ready to retire, it is really slim. And the older and more advanced you get in your career, those windows between jobs get longer, they get more challenging. You get aged out, you get incomed out. Guess what? That when you were 35 years old and you were the new up and coming talent in the organization, that's somebody else now, right? So you got to kind of keep those things in mind. So if it's something you've thought about, you've had that bad experience of, man, I wish people would listen. I know if I was in charge, I could do it better. And you've had that where you've been kind of the employee that's gotten kicked to the curb. No fault of yours, right? Something's going on in the business. Probably back to those bad decisions. So let's say we're there, right? And so now I would just stop you and say, let's get on the phone, right? Let's talk a little bit, right? So what are we going to talk about on that first phone call? I want to get a little understanding of your background, what even just kind of got you, some of the specifics of those questions we just asked, right? So we get an understanding of that. And then we want to just kind of explain to you what we're going to do, right? We're going to go through a couple steps. We are going to, there'll be a profile we'll have you fill out, take about 10 minutes. Our first call is maybe 15, 20 minutes, right? We're just kind of, hey, let's get to know you. Let's, what kind of where you are right now, what got you on the phone with us. Awesome. Let's tell you a little bit about what we do, right? And again, we're partnered with over 500 franchises in about 60 different industries. With franchising, they're not looking at your industry experience. Franchise owners are rarely the doer. So you could really look at a franchise in any industry out there. It's not like the corporate world where where somebody's gonna come back to you when you try to switch industries and say, "Yeah, hey, sorry, you don't have any experience in our industry." Franchises don't care. Example we use all the time: you could be the biggest slob on the planet and own a cleaning franchise. They don't care that you're a slob. It's not your job to clean. It's your job to run the business. Okay. Now we're not here to encourage being a slob, right? But it's not relevant, right, for that. So it really creates a blank slate. So what we're going to do with this profile, our second phone call is an hour, and we're just going to pummel you with questions. And it really is what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you enjoy doing? What's your skill set, your talent, your core values, the people that you want to be around, staff, customers, community? What do you want your business to stand for? You need to be proud of talking about that business, even if it is a cleaning business, right? Or the most just random thing you have never thought of. Does that business speak to you? Can you communicate? Can you talk about it and say, yes, this is mine? All the different intangibles within the business, the support needed, obviously the financial. We'll work through all of this, right? But we're going to create, again, what that's, and we've got a podcast we reference a lot. It's about the get out of bed test. The most important thing as we get deep into vetting the franchises isn't the franchise, isn't the industry, it isn't what other franchise owners for that brand are doing. It's you getting out of bed and going to work at your business. If that gets you excited, great. If not, and I referenced this in our last episode, the Your Better Tomorrow episode, first day back after Christmas break to school for my 7-year-old, and he gets up, but then he's laying on the floor in my office in the fetal position because he doesn't want to go back to school. If you're like that work-wise, we've got to talk. We've got to get you out of that. We want you to be excited about it, what you're doing and what you're communicating, who you're communicating with every single day. So on that call, that first call, it's really, and we go back to our 2 goals with this, right? Number 1 is, first and foremost, we need is the word if. We're going to help get you educated enough on franchise ownership to determine if this is the right path for you. And guess what? It may not be. That's okay. It may be the path, but not the right time. That's okay. What we're going to help with is you're going to know for sure if we should move forward with this, if owning a business is this is the right time and right path for you. Um, Along the way, you're going to learn something new that does not typically kill us. And maybe it's we file it away for later. But maybe, just maybe, we get into this and the if is yes, this is the path for me. This is the time for me. Then we're gonna kind of subtly transition into the second goal, which is now what's the absolute best franchise for you? There's not a one size fits all for this. It is a very personalized and individualized process. And we will work together throughout this until we can find that perfect match. We're not going to start the maybe business no different than we want to marry the maybe person. So those are two things we want. We want it to be a heck yes, right? For both of those. The ramifications of it not being are severe. So let's make sure we can do that. And that's what we're going to help with. So again, it's easy for us. We all do it. We overthink things. We get stuck in our head, and we try to figure out 17 steps down the road when all we're really asking at the beginning is, has it ever crossed your mind that you would like to have your own business and to work for yourself? If so, let's talk. If you can add in, hey, I've been in the corporate position where I've been running a chunk of the business and I keep wondering what the holy heck the people above me are thinking. They're running this business into the ground. I know it can be better. If that's you, then we definitely need to talk. And if you have been kicked to the curb, whatever term we want to use, last year we learned furloughed, downsized, right size, whatever it is, you ain't working there no more. If that's happened to you before, I hate to break it to you, there's a really good chance that's going to happen to you again. You want to get out of that and not experience that again. You want control of your life, your business, and do things that are going to get you out of bed because you love doing it. Then let's talk. Is it possible owning a franchise is not the right path for you? Yes. Is it possible it is the right path, but this is the wrong time? Yes. There's only two ways we're gonna be able to figure that out, right? We can guess, not a good plan, or you can take that first step, get that call started, and start the process. Again, goal number one is to help you determine if this is the direction for you. If so, finding the best franchise for you, that's the easy part. That's what we're here for. Our team is here for you with to help you find that perfect match. And again, to help you create your better tomorrow. So that's a little bit about what we want to talk about. Just again, kind of that first step in the process, the things that you should think about to take that first step. Again, if any of those things were kind of in your mind as we talk about it, then what I would encourage you to do, and hopefully in your podcast window, you should have a little button there to click to schedule a call with us, or at the very least, find us online, francoach.net. Send us a message and get that first call scheduled. There's never, ever any fee for our service. So again, that's what we're here for. We also would encourage you, if you enjoy this podcast, please click subscribe, follow us. We make sure you can catch all of our episodes. Go back and listen to the last ones or any of them from past, or catch all the new ones every week when they come out. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in to our podcast series. And again, we encourage you, take that first step today to help create your better tomorrow. Stay safe, everyone, and we look forward to connecting soon. Have a great day.